Lovely students, you're welcome back to my channel. I believe that you've been following through for the past few weeks what you've been doing. This is Introduction to Business Management class, and I welcome you once again. I trust you're doing very well. Right, so today we want to look at the nature of management. We'll quickly go into the lesson, and I'll want to share my screen so that you can follow through the lesson as I go on. All right, so I believe you can see my screen from wherever you are. Good. So nature of management. At the end of the lesson, I expect that you should be able to define management correctly in your own words. You should be able to discuss the characteristics and theories of management, also explain in detail the levels, skills, roles, and functions of management. Right. You notice that in every human society, in every institution, the resources that we have available to us are scarce. Even as an individual, your resources are always scarce. I mean, I don't know anybody who has everything they need, apart from, I mean, regardless, aside money, there are other things that you would definitely need. Everybody has something that they need. So organizations are also not exempted from this scarcity. And therefore, to be able to be productive, you need to be able to manage. You need a set of people who you can call management. You need that activity that is called management to be able to be productive as an organization. Right, several scholars have tried to define management, and I would want us to look at a few of these definitions that we've gotten from several authors. Good. So Henry Fayol, who is a French engineer who wrote most of the things that we learn in management, defined management as to forecast, to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate and control the activities of others. This is the definition that Henry Fayol gave us. Right. Peter Drucker also said that management is a multi-purpose organ that manages a business, manages a manager, and manages workers and work. Right. The last one that we will take for the purpose of this class is Mary Parker Follett. And she said that management is the act of getting things done through people. These three definitions can be broken down into several pieces if you want to analyze them critically. All right. So if you look at the various definitions, the elements that are imbibed or hidden in them is the fact that management is actually a process. What it means is that it doesn't end, okay? It keeps on going on and on and on. So there's no end to management. It's an ongoing function, right? Also, you notice that there's efficiency aspect of it. The fact that you need to get the most output from the least amount of input. So, and in simple terms, we say that management is doing things right. We're talking about the usage of your resources, how you are able to use the less resources that you have to get the maximum impact that you're looking for as an organization. That is efficiency. So you look at speed, quality, and then you reduce cost. So every time your speed is high, you use less amount of time. So you have speed, you have quality, and then you reduce the cost that you incur. And that is what we are saying, what we're talking about in terms of efficiency. Right. Now you look at effectiveness as one of the other components, and it's about being able to do the right things. So you're looking at being able to achieve your end results, the goal that you have set for yourself. In effectiveness, you're saying that if you are effective, all it means is that you're able to achieve the end results that you intended to get from the beginning. So you set targets for yourself and you're able to achieve it. And that is what we can say that it makes you effective. Right. Now, the last thing is productivity is efficiency plus effectiveness. So when you put these two things together, productivity is achieved. When you put efficiency and effectiveness together, you have achieved productivity. Right. Now, the question I want to ask is that, is management a science or an art? Now, in in explaining what a science is. Science is a collection of systematic systematic knowledge, collection of truths and inference from continuous study and experiments. So science is something that it means that it has been experimented. So management can be a science. At the same time, you say that art uses the known rules and principles combined with expertise, skills, wisdom, and experience to achieve the desired results. So what it means is that you can use the talents, the skills, the experiences, the wisdom that you have to be able to achieve results. So management is both an art and a science because it combines the systematic knowledge with the skills that an individual has. That is why the question is usually posed that are managers born or made? The born aspect, when we say that managers are born, what it means is that they have the art aspect of management. And then when we say that they are made, it means that they learn. They go through systematic learning, systematic collection of truths to be able to attain their results. So management is both an art and also a science. I don't know your view on this. You can share your view in the comment section and I'll be glad to learn from you. But this is what we have in management, that management is both an art and a science. Right, so we quickly want to go deep into the characteristics of management. What are the things that make us know that this is management? Management is actually universal. What it means is that everywhere that humans are, management occurs. It's universal. Management happens in India, in US, in Ghana, in Nigeria, everywhere there's management. Management is also goal-oriented. Every organization that seeks to manage has goals. So management is goal-oriented. It's a continuous process, meaning that it doesn't end. It's also a multi-dimensional activity. It has several dimensions. You have the various departments coming in. You have the various categories in the organization taking part in management. So management is also a group activity. It doesn't happen with one individual. Several people take part, and then it's also a dynamic function, meaning that there are changes. Changes can easily occur. Management is open to changes, and then it's an intangible force. You can't see management with your eyes. I mean, I don't know who has seen management before. You see people having management meeting, but you can't see the management itself. However, it is still going on. So management is an intangible force, a force that you cannot see, but actually runs the organization. Great. So that brings us to who a manager is. We've been talking about management, but the people that bring management to fruition is manager. Who is a manager? Those people are called managers. So who is a manager? A manager actually, in simple terms, directs the activities of others. Okay. Now, managers are supposed to be able to lead people into the objective of the organization. Okay, now the larger the organization is, the more management or managers it needs. So if you look at the image there, there's somebody leading the conversation, and you realize that these people could be employees, but the manager has to give them direction at every point in time to be able to achieve their organizational goals. Right, so that brings us quickly to the levels and duties of management. So there are three main levels of management in every organization. Now you have the top managers, you have the middle managers, and then the first line managers. Each of them has the roles that they play, and they are very unique. Now the top level managers set objectives. Okay, they scan the environment, plan, and make decisions. Examples of people in this kind of category, I mean, in this level, are the CEOs, the board of directors, shareholders. All these people are part of top level management because they are supposed to make strategic decisions for the organization. They are supposed to set the goals that the organization is supposed to go by. Right. The middle level managers are those that break down the strategy. So they allocate resources, they oversee the first line managers, and then also develop and implement activities. So whatever plans that are made at the top are so big, it's the middle level that is supposed to break them down. Examples of people that are part of this middle level managers are heads of departments, branch managers, you name them. I know you have a lot of examples on your mind now, and you can share in the chat or the comment section. Again, we have the last one being the first line managers. And you notice that these first line managers coordinate activities. They are part of the day-to-day runnings of the organization. I mean, there are people who work in organizations that have never seen the CEO before. It's because the CEO is part of top level managers. But your supervisor, you will always see. He always has to be on the ground. It's just like having field men working on a building, maybe it's masons. The supervisor will always be there. However, there can be people who are financing the project that will not even be there necessarily. These are the top level managers. Top level managers do not have to be part of the day-to-day runnings of the organization. Middle level managers oversee what the lower level managers do. And then the first line, which is the lower level, takes part in the day-to-day activities of the organization. Right. So this is how we have the various people that we have there. As we mentioned, the board of directors, chief executives, and all of that. You can see that on your screen. Now, the top level is also known as the decisional level. The middle level is called the strategic level as well. And then you have the first line called the action level or the lower level. Great. So this brings us quickly to a research that was done by Henry Mintzberg in 1973. And he tried to follow managers around the world and came up with 10 major roles. So Henry Mintzberg opines that managers undertake 10 major roles. Now, these roles are segmented into 3 categories. So you have the interpersonal roles, you have the informational roles, and then lastly, the decisional roles. Under the interpersonal roles, Henry Mintzberg said that the manager is a figurehead, the manager is a leader, and also the manager is a liaison. When you come to the informational roles, Henry Mintzberg said that managers are monitors. So the monitor, they are also disseminated. So the manager is a disseminator and also a spokesperson. And the last one, which is the decisional roles, the manager is an entrepreneur. He's also a disturbance handler, a resource allocator, and then finally a negotiator. Right. The various roles that managers undertake can be further explained to mean that they, under the interpersonal, they provide information, and the informational, they process information, and the decisional, they use information. Now, a figurehead is somebody who represents an organization in various aspects. Okay, so for example, if you have the CEO of MTN representing MTN at a function, then he's playing the role of a figurehead. The manager is also a leader in the sense that he is able to influence others to do what the organization expects of employees. Again, the manager is a liaison. He serves as a link between people outside and inside, and then he serves as a liaison, a link between the people outside and those inside. The manager, when it comes to the informational roles, the manager is a monitor. He watches around, he oversees activities going on in and out, and day in, day out. Okay, he also disseminates. He's a disseminator, so he gives out information. He distributes information around and in the organization. He is also a spokesperson. He speaks on behalf of his people. So whoever is under him, he speaks for and on behalf of. He speaks to the external world as well. So whatever the organization is doing, is the manager who explains to the external world what is going on. When there's a question posed to the organization, it's typically managers who answer these questions. So managers are spokespeople. And again, when you come to the decisional roles, the manager is an entrepreneur. What it means is that he's able to come up with ingenuity, new and innovative ways of doing things. All right. He's also a disturbance handler. Whatever disturbances, when we say disturbances, it could be conflicts between employees, it could be distortions in the processes of the organization. It's the manager who has to deal with all these things. Whenever you go to work and you have an issue at the workplace, it's the manager who handles it. So the manager is a disturbance handler. Again, he's also a resource allocator. The resources are already scarce, as we said. So it's a manager who tries to give various departments what they need at every point in time. So he distributes or allocates resources. Lastly, the manager negotiates on behalf of the organization, bargains on behalf of the organization. So he's a negotiator, according to Mintzberg's research. Right. So we come quickly to the skills of management. Skills of management. Every manager has certain skills that they need. These three skills are needed by all levels of management. Okay. However, the various levels have what they need the most. I don't know if you can see the diagram on the screen, if you can see the differences clearly in the various diagrams. So we have the technical skills, the human skills, and then the conceptual skills. You notice that these technical skills are technical, knowledge, your ability to understand the concepts that go on in the work you are doing, your ability to do the work, the technical know-how. Okay, now the human skills is the ability to interact with people. And then lastly, the conceptual skills, formulation of ideas is what we call the conceptual skills, your ability to formulate, your ability to come up with abstract thinking, to come up with concepts that are solid enough to guide the organization. From the diagram we have, you can see that the first line managers need just a bit of conceptual skills and more a bit of human skills and more of they need technical skills the most. So if you are striking it in mathematical terms, you can say that they need about 10% conceptual skills, 20% human skills, and then the rest of the 70 technical skills. So middle level managers also need about 10% human conceptual skills, 70% human skills, and then 20% technical skills. They have to understand the concepts. They have to have technical know-how, but they need to understand more the people that they work with, because these are HODs, heads of departments, branch managers, so they need to understand people the more. All right. Then we look at the top level managers. Top level managers also need about 70% conceptual skills, 20% human skills, and then finally 10% technical skills. If you want to put it in mathematical sense, just to understand the diagram, that is how you can categorize it. So even though each of them needs all the three skills, some of them need, you need more of one particular skill than the others. So that is how it works. All right. So we look at quickly theories of management. Now, there are various theories of management. Theories are generally, rules that guide managers. So a lot of writers have come up with different theories. For the purpose of this course, we will look at just a few of them into detail. But this is a diagram showing the various theories that we can have in an organization. We'll just pick two of them, which is the administrative theory and then the scientific management theories. All right, now under the administrative management theories, these are the principles that Henry Fayol put in place for organizations to follow. And the administrative management theory. Okay, and he says that if you want to achieve your aims as an organization, you should be able to practice these things: division of work, authority, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, order, scalar chain, centralization, remuneration, interests, which is the subordination of individual interests, equity, stability, initiative, and then esprit de corps. I'll give you a detailed explanation of these in the next class. Right. Now, these are the various functions of management that we have: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. In our next lesson, we'll be looking at all these functions into details. I want to say a very big thank you to you for participating in this class, and I'll like you to put your questions in the comment section, and we'll all gladly learn from there as well. Thank you so much, and I wish you a very lovely day. Bye.